ભાઈ ને પરેશભાઈનો બી સરસ પ્રસંગ છે ઓલો ને એમાં અમારા ચિરાગભાઈ નથી આવતા પણ બહુ સરસ છે એટલે કે બધી જૂની એટલે there are lot of people who have not seen it. તો આજે we'll have a good opportunity. આજે આપણે પહેલા તો અત્યાર સુધી આપણે લાસ્ટ 3 ફ્રાઈડેથી બધા હરિભક્તો જે ભક્તો હતા ને એ લોકોના આપણે લાભ લીધા. આજે આપણે ભાઈઓના લાભ લઈશું એ લોકો આગળથી. ભાઈઓ સરસ વાત કરશે અને ત્યારબાદ આપણે છેલ્લા હાફ એન અવર 45 મિનિટ વિલ સી ધીસ વિડીયો. અને જો ઇન ધ મીન ટાઈમ કદાચ જો દીકરભાઈ લાઈન પર આવી જશે તો વિલ હેવ એ બ્લેસિંગ ફ્રોમ દીકરભાઈથી. એટલે પણ ઇટ વિલ બી વેરી ઇન્ટરેસ્ટિંગ ટુ સી. એટલે મને 1 ઓક્ટોબર એટલે મને સહજનો બર્થડે યાદ આવી ગયો. બટ વિલ હેવ સન્ડે
કિશનભાઈ બર્થડે ઓન 2 ઓક્ટોબર.
કિશનભાઈનો અમારા સકાભાઈના એલ્ડર સન કિશનભાઈનો બી 2 ઓક્ટોબર પર હેપી બર્થડે. એમને બી ખાસ કહેજો કે મંડે 1 ઓક્ટોબરે તો આવે છે. 1 ઓક્ટોબરે કિશનને ખાસ કહેજો તો આપણે ત્યાં આગળ મંદિરની અંદર બી વિલ સેલિબ્રેટ કિશનનો બર્થડે. કિશનનો બી છે, સહજનો બીજો કોનો સરસ ગાંધીજીનો બી બર્થડે છે એટલે વિલ સેલિબ્રેટ ગાંધીજી's બર્થડે. યસ, હર્ષા આંટી is 5th October and Jason bhai 7 October. So we have anybody else birthday we are celebrating next week?
Vipin 7 October.
Vipin Raje Sakabhaina son who is in Atlanta will celebrate his birthday too. Niku bhai હમણાં recently આવ્યા હતા, એમનો બી બર્થડે 1 ઓક્ટોબરે છે. હાર્દિકભાઈના સિસ્ટર છે જિજ્ઞા, એનો બી બર્થડે ઓક્ટોબર 8 આવે છે. અરે અરે હવે આજે બધાના આપણે we will do it on 1 ઓક્ટોબર બધાની સાથે આપણે. તો now let's again ભરતભાઈ ને લોકો અત્યારના એલન ટાઉનથી નીકળીને ન્યુયોર્ક જવાના છે. ન્યુયોર્કથી પછી 30th ઓર્લાન્ડો ને ઓર્લાન્ડોથી દે ગોઈંગ ટુ જમૈકા મોન્ટિકો બે. 5મી ઓક્ટોબરે ત્યાંથી નીકળી દે વિલ કમ ટુ સાન ફ્રાન્સિસ્કો and they will stay from 5th October to 11 October. 11મી ઓક્ટોબરે they will come back. દીકરભાઈ અને બાપુ will come back on 7th of October. એટલે આપણો 7th of October નો પ્રોગ્રામ જરા જુદો છે આ વખતે. 7th ઓક્ટોબરે આપણે સન્ડે છે એટલે મંદિરની અંદર જ રાખ્યું છે અને this time we have kept it in evening. હું એડવાન્સથી થોડો તમને આઈડિયા આપી દઉં. 7 ઓક્ટોબરે આપણા પ્રોગ્રામ છે એ વિલ સ્ટાર્ટ, મહાપૂજા વિલ સ્ટાર્ટ એટ 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock or કે 5:30. then the ભજન સંધ્યા સ્ટાર્ટ. ઇન ધ મીન ટાઈમ ત્યારે બાપ દીકરભાઈ ને બધા ત્યાંથી આવી જશે અને સાથે સાથે 7th ઓક્ટોબર જેસનભાઈ અને હર્ષાબેનનો બર્થડે બી તે દિવસે ગોઠવ્યો છે. એટલે these are તો જસ્ટ તમને અત્યારથી રફ આઈડિયા પણ વિલ કીપ એનાઉન્સિંગ. અને સુજીભાઈ બધાને ઈમેલ તો મોકલે છે એટલે યુ વિલ ગેટ ધી આઈડિયા ફ્રોમ ધેમ. ચાલો બિફોર 8:30 હવે ભાઈઓને આપતા પહેલા લેટ્સ ચેક અવર 3 મેઇન સૂત્રો કે પહેલું આપણું સૂત્ર છે પ્રથમ પ્રભુ અને નાવ ગુજરાતી નામ કિરણબેન. ઓકે, તું દિવ્ય અને તારા તું દિવ્ય અને તારા અને છેલ્લું હૈયું ને હોર તારે. અને આપણે માઇન્ડમાં ફિટ જ કરી દેવાનું છે કે જ્યારે જ્યારે કોઈ બી પ્રસંગો બને ત્યારે જો આમાંથી કોઈ બી એક સૂત્ર બી યાદ આવી જાય તો કામમાં આવી જાય. હું ને વસીભાઈ જ્યારે જતા હતા હમણાં વચ્ચે, હમણાં પધરામણી ગયા ત્યારે રસ્તામાં એ જ વાત કરતા હતા કે જ્યાં દીકરભાઈ જે સૂત્ર દર વિકે તમને કહે છે એનું ખાસ રહસ્ય એ છે કે આમાંનું એક સૂત્ર બી જો કોઈ બી પ્રસંગી યાદ આવી જાય તો કે આખો પ્રસંગ હળવો થઈ જાય. એટલે આપણે આ સૂત્રને એટલા માટે યાદ કરીએ છીએ. હવે વધારે કરતાં આપણે ભાઈઓનો થોડો લાભ લઈએ. નિકરભાઈના ગુણોનો. ચાલો સુજીભાઈ.
Just with Pankaj uncle mentioned about being hardwa, so is that what you said? Being light. There's a saying, I forgot by who, about it's easy to be hard or difficult, and it's hard to be light. Sometimes it's easy to be mean and in a bad mood, and it takes effort to be jovial. So it's something to practice. And kids naturally have that at a young age. I was just noticing they're always smiling. In fact, statistics એવું કહે છે that when you're a baby like Varney, you smile like 1,000 times a day. And seeing Aryan and all these babies. And then as you grow older and older, the statistics go all the way down. And then by the time you're old, maybe one time you smile every day. So Swamiji says to be bulku. And we see Dinkar uncle, right? Always smiling. Sahib, all the one that saying Swamiji. Speaking of Swamiji smiling, if you kind of a logistics, the Swami Manjuanji is not here, right? The video, Suradam DVD. I didn't follow up with did everyone take it? Suradam DVD was available at the counter on. Hey, buddy. Okay, look at this smiling boy. Okay. So if you haven't taken it, please see Amit Bhai or Pintu Bhai or Surad or someone. And it's good memories, right? We haven't seen it for a while, so. And then the DVD, and then also if you haven't seen the newsletter, every newsletter, Richa, the Satsang Times, it has this September, it has all the devotees, whatever they talked about on Dinkar uncle, I think like 20 devotees, and it's so good. I mean, I really enjoyed the last 3, including Leena Bates. No, Bharatbhai, Vasibhai to khara, but all the devotees talk so nicely, from Anvaji, to Melanie, Emily, to Lorena. I mean, we don't get a chance to listen to you guys, and it's like, we really want to keep listening. And I liked, Leena Bin said a great thing, in case you missed it. The very first time Dinkar uncle ever came to her house, Dinkar uncle asked Leena Bin, whose son is Amit? And Leena Bin said, he's your son. So Dinkar uncle said, okay. How great. But it was nice, a lot of nice prasangs came out. Das Kaka, and everyone spoke so nicely. Das uncle is with Dinkar uncle and them. The photo of Falguni Ben is sending nice photos. They're having a good time. Angie Ben sent some photos. We'll share. On the topic of today, Dinkar uncle, kind of just, it's worth even repeating what everyone had said. One thing Bhavish Bhai said about, looking at the Guru's devotees, and that's what we've seen the last 3 weeks, how positive and spirited everyone is, and it's very inspiring to also lead such a happy, divine life. In general, like Ram Bhagwan and Krishna Bhagwan, they took the form of a king, right? Because that was the time of kingdoms. There was no democratic state for people to wrestle over. It was, kingdoms and fiefdoms or whatever. And so that's the form that Bhagwan took. During Bhagwan's time, he took the form of a kachi, of a chief of a darbar, because that was what people were at that time. So Bhagwan takes the form of whoever is the prevalent time period. Accordingly, Bhagwan takes manifestation. Bhagwan rode horses just like the Katis did. Katis are the strong-willed, brave people of the Kathiawad region of Gujarat, which is otherwise bravery in Gujaratis. Maybe it's not. But we have Tulsi Bai, we saw his bravery. He's just missing a mustache, or else he's a macho man. But a similar thing. Swaminarayan Bhagavan rode monkey. He wrestled with the devotees, and he would win. He would go faster than the devotees. There's a nice description of monkey even. Monkey is supposed to be the incarnation of Garud, Bhagavan's vehicle. He had two stirrups, those around, one on monkey's from underneath and one on top. And Bhagavan would use it expertly. And in every method, Bhagavan would be so good. And then, in the form of Gunathit saints, Bhagavan takes the form of saints. And in today's age, it is natural that he would, take that type of, for devotees, for their bliss, they would take the form of, like Bharat Bhai, Vasi Bhai, Dinkar Uncle, Bapu, Sahib, Swamiji. Yeah. So, things change, but that divinity for devotees remains the same. And, one of the themes someone touched on was about being so lucky and fortunate. I was telling, I think me and Bhavish Bhai were talking that I'm taking, I was talking to Jigna Vinrana that I love this class I'm taking. It's a global justice and human rights class. It's so nice that you see, and you really appreciate that the people of this country, of European history, and just like in India and other places, they really want to help the world, and there's a lot of effort there. But it talks about, I was going to tell the kids, so maybe it's toward them, these kids are so lucky that they've never seen poverty. Okay, what is being poor? Even me, and my parents, they weren't as well off as all these parents are. My dad made like $40,000, and that was it. It was like a family's salary of $5,000, and so it's decent, But you guys, you had very meager livings, and so for us, and a lot of people who grew up in a different country, when they come to America, they don't know. But when you visit another country, like you went to India, of course, learn it, and you see poverty, and it's very sad. But you realize, it says like 1/4 of the earth, they don't even make $1 a day, or 1/5 is basically dying. They don't even have food in their stomach. But and then if you go almost up to 2/3, they just make $1,000 a year. So how they explain it is death is not knocking on their door, but they're pretty close. Everything is hand to mouth, and even that barely. They don't get to go out to restaurants and stuff. Us, we wake up, we have hot showers. These guys, you have a cell phone, you have a nice comfortable bed, you can eat whenever you want. And over here, we die of overeating, not of undereating. So we're so fortunate, and just in that sense. And then I was telling this to Sapan, I want to tell these kids, and then hopefully, you think if the world is your brother and sister, you want to help the world in satsang ways, in whatever way possible, right? And in whatever way that is, whether that's through satsang, like being like Amitra Pintu and helping them find solace, but in other ways to help, and understand how lucky you are. And so you don't really have to complain much. It's okay if you do, because they don't know anything else, so it's not their fault. The kids, they don't know. And then parents, you can't tell them, hey, you don't know I did this. But it's just Dick Uncle himself, until college, he said he didn't have shoes. He walked barefoot till college. I didn't have a cell phone till college, so it's like a similar story. And these guys, I don't know, they'll say I didn't have a flying car till college, whatever. But so times change, but accordingly we have to. You guys are so lucky. And then I was telling this, and then Sapan, he goes, okay, well, they're lucky because Bhagwan na vardhan che, and so that, of course Sapan is right. But that's, but I hope the kids keep that in their forefront, that, whatever you do, be fortunate. And, you know, like Dinka Uncle says, we have both worlds, right? The East and the West. You can, the values, and there's great values here too, personally. But, you know, the Indian values, which are really nice, the Swaminarayan tradition, of course, you have to have faith and belong, all that stuff. So just, you know, just keep it up. You know, that's all you can say. And I'm sure they are, you know. Of course, and this is really to the kids, but maybe I can tell the parents that make sure your kids read more, because I've been helping them, except maybe Rija, but I've been helping them with homework, and it looks like it would help to read more. So just, you know, not you, Serge. These guys are great artists. They like to draw, they like to, that's okay. You know, Pablo Picasso said every kid is an artist. So, and then you lose that creativity as you grow older, I guess. But, okay, so now the real thing about Dinka Uncle's birthday, I had written, you know, for Rija Satsang Times, I wrote an article and I sent it to Dinka Uncle to get it approved. And he replied saying, "Ke au na lakai." You know, and what I did, and so, but because I Gargani Sabacha, I'll read it at least, you know, just as a, and basically what it was is, it was a